Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Nacho Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we are doing a video on Rolling Realms Redux Revisited. Because when this was first announced as kind of a new standalone game in the Rolling Realms universe by Stonemaier Games, we made some predictions because, as you can see here on this tab, they had originally all the different hexagons kind of blurred out as to what realms these were going to be, what games they were going to be. So we had made our guesses, predictions at one point, and this is kind of a video to just go and revisit that and see kind of how many we got right, what else was out there, because I think we'll see when this one drops. So this should drop around the same time that it's made available, so you can go to Stonemaier Games' web store if you want to go order this.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm excited to see how we've done.
Yes,
I've
me
kind of seen
too.
them as they've come in, and I know
Yeah.
there's been some we didn't get right, but I think
Yes.
we
And
did
there,
pretty well, if I remember right.
I will say there were some shenanigans on the part of Stonemaier Games, which we will get to.
We
Uh,
will get to it.
but yeah, first up, we had this one. It's number one, very purpley and blue. And we thought of all these different, a lot of them space themed games. And I don't think we were very sure about this one.
No.
That's one of the hardest ones. Um, and it ended up being absolutely none of these. We did not get it right, but someone in the discussions on Board Game Geek, I think his name was Tyler, so shout out to Tyler, did end up getting it right, and it was Spaceshipped, a game I had never heard of.
No, I had not heard of this one either. I would have never gotten this, but yeah, that is a great guess. Good job, Tyler, because I would have never ever guessed this. But yeah, I don't. I think this was one of the few. There were maybe a few that we were not sure at all on, and this is definitely one of those, I think.
But yeah, this is one I think we kind of looked in the top 500,000 games on Board Game Geek, and this one was it's pretty far down. I forget what it's actually ranked, but if we had seen it, do you think we would have realized that this? I don't think I would have been sure about it. I might have noticed it.
No, yeah, maybe would have noticed it because yeah, I was definitely looking for a kind of purplish, orangish
Yeah.
covers. So I guess it depends how far down it was. But if I was looking at, if I had gone to 10,000 games or something and it's in there, maybe I would have been like, kind of looks like it with that light blue.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
probably
yeah,
the biggest thing that would maybe get it. But yeah, otherwise, I would have never guessed this, and I still know nothing about this game. So maybe once I play this realm, I'll be inspired to learn more about this game
yeah,
and try it out, or
yeah.
if I can. I don't even know if it's widely available because yeah, if it's
No,
something that wasn't that, I don't know.
yeah. Cool to see a new game.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not a new game, maybe an old game, but not an old game. Then we went on to this one, and I think that the favorite in the community was this Ottawa, but we ended up also mentioning my Shelfie as maybe
Oh,
a
yeah.
sleeper picked with some of the same colors, but not surprising that it was that one. I think everyone was in agreement there, and we were as well. I don't know,
Mhm.
did we hear that this was kind of the favorite before we did this, or did we actually find this one? I don't know what it's rated because
I
I don't
don't.
actually know the game or what it's about.
I guess I don't remember. I would have maybe thought it because I know I looked at this game a little bit because it is Uwe Rosenberg and it was about kind of bats and stuff. And I think like I don't know if you were growing stuff and feeding the bats or something.
Uh,
Now it's been a while since I looked at it, but I was like, yeah, that sounds a little bit different and interesting compared to maybe some of his other ones. Not that they're not interesting, but it seemed a little bit different than made me
yeah.
kind of think of like the Agricola, Caverna, Feast for Odin
Oh, yeah.
line. But in that one, obviously, it's more dealing with what it would be people and dwarves, I guess, or something. Uh,
Yeah.
so I just found this
Yeah, that's
one
cool.
a little bit more interesting. So I don't remember if I immediately thought of that one or yeah, if other people did.
Yeah.
It's been a year, so uh, it's tough to remember.
Yeah. So our record's up to 50-50. We got one out
Oof.
of two. And more games to put on our radar to eventually buy. Thanks, Jamie. Spending our money for us. And this was one that there was pretty much just, I mean, some people might not know the game, but we love Planet Unknown, and seeing this cover, and it's just like, well, yep, that's Planet Unknown for
Pretty
you.
obvious one if you've played it. So yeah, this is the first one we've actually played, and I own it. So the other ones we have not yet. So we'll also see about that too, how many we've actually played the base game. But
Yes.
this one is a solid one. So
yes,
it's good that they got it.
And another one that seemed pretty clear. Just the color scheme. There's not, for being a lot of dry Euros out there, which this is the kind of color that you think of when you think of a Euro. And there's really not that many covers that are just purely kind of gray and tan, beige. Not quite like Guild of Merchant Explorers. This one just, you can just see it. The colors match. It's correct. We're up to 75%.
We are. And we also have played and owned that one. Yeah. So we're up to 50% of the games played.
Yes. And these are all, yes, this isn't really Polyomino. I was going to say a few Polyomino games. I guess I just assumed that Uwe was Polyomino, but I don't know.
I don't remember if that one is or not. It might be. Not. I don't remember. It's a farming game.
Yes, yes. Oh, Polyomino farming. It might be a get on it, Uwe. And then this one, we predicted these games. This is one that I think we also weren't really sure about. Plus, it's very zoomed in since they're just like 4-8 pixels here. So it's kind of hard to tell what like the full look of the box is going to be. So we just went for overall color schemes, and we did not end up getting this one correct, but we do own and have played the game, which is Legacy of You, which I feel like we figured this one out pretty soon after, so we must have went and looked on the Board Game Geek page, and because then I remember thinking, oh yeah, that's going to be it. So I actually forgot that we got this one wrong, which we did. But it does make sense now. It's still, I don't really see it, like with the green here being so different from the blue there. I guess that's light, but still doesn't translate totally to me.
No, yeah, I still don't know if I would have gotten this one, even if we had thought of it in our initial ones, if we'd had them. I don't even know if out of those four, if the ones we had and this one, I don't even know if I would have picked this one necessarily out of those.
I don't think so. Because yeah, if we have, I mean, it's just as close to any of these.
Yeah, I guess I haven't played the Lord of the Rings one and how likely it would have been to actually be a realm, but I maybe would have picked that. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess what this green
like Garfield games, so
yeah, that's a good one to do as well. I guess I don't really know what that realm is going to be like.
Yeah, that'll be the interesting part, managing, I'm assuming, barbarians and the river somehow, but I'm curious how that'll work, because this is kind of one where you're, I don't know, I'd call it the pandemic thing, where you're trying to last pretty much and build everything or go down the river and stuff. And I don't know how you do that in that format, but we will find out.
We'll see. And on to probably most like just universal set of colors. Got a little bit of that beige, some orange, a little bit of blue, green, which is very fitting for all of these. But yeah, Lorenzo, it's just full of all those colors. And then I think I'm going to pat myself or us on the back. I forget. I feel like I championed it or found Meadow just because of that blue at the bottom here. I was just like, it looks like a blue border or something. And then I saw Meadow, and I'm like, that's got a blue border. I'm like, wait a minute. It's got that orange little meerkat in the center. It's actually looking really good. A tiny 2-pixel meerkat in this. But I was like, that might actually be right. And it did end up being Meadow.
Yeah. I think that was one that you had brought up. And then I can't remember. You guys will have to go back and watch the original video. Maybe I'm totally lying, totally misremembering, but I was like, I think I remember once you showed me that one, I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense if that is actually that border.
Yeah, although now it's just looking at it, it's making me think of like Venus or whatever. It just looks like a wine bottle in the center. I forget what colors that has, but I'll have to check and see how close that is. That's what that's making me think of now.
So another one we've owned and played.
Yes,
We're doing pretty good on that.
we are. We are. If only that's how we got points. And this one is another very clear one. We made one single guess, and it did end up being correct. And it's another one that we own and have played. This one was, I mean, there's a lot of white kind of covers to games, but once you saw that and kind of overlaid the pictures and the pixels just perfectly fit with the shape of the dog, and it's a pretty popular game at the time, it just made sense.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that one was a little bit on the easier side.
Yeah. Yep. And this one, okay, we're getting into shenanigans now.
And you almost caught him. You almost caught him on the shenanigans because you came up with like the Monopoly Yahtzee, if I remember right.
I think so. I think so. I was just going for what are the colors? I'm like, okay, here's shaking the dice. It kind of looks like this arch of white things, and like maybe it's just something generic like that, just dice or Yahtzee or Monopoly, something like that. They eventually changed the picture for this one, so it was not actually this, and it turned into that. And after seeing that, I think that would possibly, I mean, it might eliminate most of our picks here, but that's like even less clear. I have no clue what I would pick.
I don't know what I would, yeah. Like, I wouldn't then think it would be any of these, really, but I don't have any clue what I would have thought.
I think maybe like that's a castle or something in a forest. I don't know what it is, but it ended up being, of course, poker. We did not predict poker. The closest thing was Yahtzee, with just kind of classic game with dice. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think either of these pictures would get that for us. Maybe the first one, just with the arch, maybe we could have had a random thought of like spreading out cards or something, which I assume that must be what that was, unless they changed the game.
That's true. They could have changed it.
Didn't get rights to something, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, ends up being poker. I'm interested to see what that does, what you're trying to do, and I was probably building hands of cards. Should be cool.
But yeah, because I don't think I ever thought of like the games like Yahtzee and stuff of kind of maybe something a little outside the box, I would say. But I should have thought of maybe poker at some point because I know Jamie really loves poker. So I should have triggered me to think that. But yeah, maybe like you said, was it looking splayed like that? I would think maybe that was still the poker, just a different picture, but maybe not.
Yeah, it's similar colors too.
But I definitely don't think I would have figured it out from that other one. That was a chip on there, and that was cards.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It is a little different green. Yeah, it's a good one. And there will be even more outside the box. There's one more that's just ridiculous. And another very common set of colors, sky and sand colors here. And that could be a lot of games. And I think I was leaning towards some of the Title Blades games, just because they kind of fit with the format with the sand at the bottom or the dock or whatever at the bottom and blue up top. But then like Welcome to also has that if it's like really zoomed in, which is only like 4 pixels, so it could be super zoomed in on that. And about 100 million other games have these colors. And we did end up having one of them in our list. So we kind of cheated for this point, putting 5 of them there. It did end up being Title Blades, Heroes of the Reef. Which, yeah, it makes sense. It's...
Yeah. I think it might have been tough. I don't remember what we thought at the time, but there's another one on here from the same company. So I don't know if we would have thought both of these would have been on here. But
that's true.
That would have been the only thing I think that would have maybe held me back from thinking that it was. But otherwise, yeah, I think out of those ones that we had, this probably would have been what I would have guessed.
Yeah. This is I was interested in Tidal Blades because the cover looks amazing. I forget why we didn't end up playing it or what reasons we chose not to go for it, but I'm excited to try it out now and get a little mini experience of all these games. This is not one that we do own. I think this is the first one in a while that we actually haven't owned or played.
Mm-hmm.
We're still 2/3 here.
6 out of 9.
Still 2/3. And then we went for this one. I think the Universal, a lot of people were thinking Flamecraft for this one, and it matches up really nicely. But then I also was looking at Under Falling Skies, one of my favorite games, and maybe you brought it up, I forget, but just like a very zoomed in of this beam, just with a hint of blue on the outside to try to trick people. They'll be like, "Where's the blue?" It's like, "Oh, it's very zoomed in. It's right on the edge." But they aren't that tricky. They're not that sneaky. It is just Flamecraft.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, probably makes the most sense. It's been one of the most popular games of the last couple of years. Versus, I think I hear some people talk about Under Falling Skies, but not quite as many. But yeah, I think that one looked a lot closer than maybe. I don't know how many other people would have guessed that. Yeah,
I think someone did mention it. I think I saw it on there. I'm like, okay. Surprised. Not so special.
But yeah, that would have been a pretty good one, I think, to fool people if it had been. So I think you could have got something pretty close to that. But
so 7 of 10, and we have played that one, and your brother-in-law owns it.
Mm-hmm. And here might be the other one from that same company. And we were very confident about this one. So I think that's why that would have been my only reason for not possibly picking Tidal Blades, because I was 99.9% sure that this was right. And they were from the same company.
Yeah, there's nothing else looks like that cover. Like you have the 2 eyes and the mouth. It's obviously Wonderland's
the Loch Ness Monster.
If they could have found another game that with this close of a cover, I would think, and they were planning to do this pixelated trick, figure things out. If they found one that looked just like that, they would have to get the rights and put that in there just to trick people into thinking it's Wonderland's War.
Right.
There's no way it's not. And it is. And we have played this one in Vegas. We do not own it at the moment, but I know you've been tempted, and we've debated.
I have been tempted
since we played it because we did enjoy it quite a bit. Tempted
just
to
a little
get
bit on the longer side, and it's a big box, a lot of content in the box, which makes it a little tough, but it was a very solid game.
Yeah. Interested to see how it is realmified. Oh boy. And then we're okay. A very dark one, which could be countless games. War of the Ring got a lot of gray in there, actually, and Edge of Darkness, a lot of gray. We also tried to capture the little highlights that are in there. I think we liked brass quite a bit, just with that light area over there. Lancashire, not as much. Birmingham, I don't think, because that's a lot lighter. And then I was like, Dune Imperium has two little moons. Maybe it's something there, even though there's no kind of tan or anything.
Right, and this is especially since it's so popular. I mean, it's like I'm assuming most of these are going to be somewhat popular games. So yeah, that was another one that was kind of thrown in there. Yeah, but I don't know that this was another one we weren't really 100% confident on.
Yeah, and this one ended up changing picture again.
So this guy.
And it ended up turning into that, which completely eliminates every one of our predictions.
He just knew we were too good.
He knew it.
He's like, actually, he's gonna take this box with these pixelated ones on, and he peels off the sticker and is like, haha, that wasn't even what it was.
Gotcha. I guess of that, the closest might be Something in the Sky of War of the Ring, or maybe Edge of Darkness, if that was the picture and these were our options. But it's not even close to anything. And last time it changed pictures, it ended up being outside the box thinking kind of game, and this time it's no different. I do wish we had seen this picture. I think we would have gotten it right. It's rock, paper, scissors. Of course. What?
Yeah,
How
we
are we
would not have
supposed
gotten
to
that.
get this right? He should have
I'm
offered like
curious.
$1 million if you can get all 12. There ain't no way anyone's getting that.
Well, especially since two of the pictures changed.
Yeah.
I like the first one. I could maybe see it have been a different picture for poker, but this one,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. Like the original, I don't know if that was even the rock paper scissors or if
Yeah.
this was something else.
Yeah. It doesn't
I
look
don't
like
know
it
how it would be rock paper scissors.
unless that's a sheet of paper and then there's like scissors and it's a rock. They're
It's
pretty
true.
small little pictures, but
Could be something like that. That's true.
maybe, but it's kind of weird. But then, yeah, it's this. If it was this picture, we could have maybe thought those were hands doing something just because it's skin color. And
Maybe.
I still don't think. I think what game
I
is
don't think
that?
we would have.
Yeah,
I don't even know what we would have guessed. That would have been tough.
two hands doing that. I don't know. Yeah, so our record is, but we have played this game. We own this game right here. Yeah, 8 of 12 currently, and that's all. That's the 12th one. That's the 12th round. I forgot that was the last one.
So we didn't do too bad. We didn't do too bad considering 2 of the 12 changed
Yep.
pictures.
Yep.
So it's kind of like 8 out of 10 in a
Yeah.
way. It's like
True.
80%.
True.
I'm sure we were right, and then he changed them.
I think so. I think so. He's like, oh, this is too predictable. Like, of course, that was Monopoly and Edge of Darkness. How did they figure it out?
But yeah, this will be pretty exciting. Got some, like I said, a lot of these we've played before, so it'll be interesting to see how they turn them into realms. And yeah, even the ones I haven't played before, I think most of them have been games I've been interested in, outside of the first one, which I had never heard of before, so might have to look into that one some more. But otherwise, yeah, I think this one will be pretty exciting.
Yeah,
It's a
good.
good batch of games.
Yeah, so you've gotten all those promo packs. So yeah, I don't think you've played too many of them. You have a lot to unbox, a lot unboxed and not played. So this is like a mega pack for you of new realms and possibly finishing out the franchise. Maybe who knows what they are planning for the future, but it's a lot of juice there, a lot of good games, a lot of hopefully everything feels different enough and worth
Yeah.
adding. Like I said, I haven't explored too many of them, so maybe eventually they kind of all are doing kind of the same thing. How many different polyomino rounds can you have? Interested to see if they can make it work.
Yeah. I think he had said that they're kind of done with probably not for certain done, but most likely done with outside of Stonemaier Games realms, and we're just going to be doing future Stonemaier releases for their realms so that everything would fit inside this box. I think this is supposed to be a box that can hold everything. So it sounded like he said maybe rare occasions they might do a game outside of Stonemaier games, but so I think from my understanding, at least, it's pretty much everything. I think they're releasing 3 new realms as well alongside this, I believe. So I think that will be the last of them, but I guess not 100% sure on that. So yeah, check out the link below if you want to go check it out. And I'm sure they've got all the promo realms out there. If you've never had any of them, you can see which ones there are out there that you might be most interested in based on the base games. You don't have to buy them all, like I have, maybe, but you also could if you like it. So, I guess any other words of wisdom from Pepper?
It's a shame we never got Dwellings of Eldervale. I was hoping for it, and about $500 of my favorite games, Bunny Kingdom. Where are these games? Get them in here.
Where are they, Jamie? Tell us. Yeah, I think there were some publishers that didn't necessarily want them. So That's probably the case maybe for some of those, but yeah, it's exciting for the ones that we do have out there.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's everything there. I will eventually be unboxing this, so if you want to see that, and I will be unboxing all the different realm packages. I have like a stack almost as big as that picture Jamie took like 2 years, 3 years ago, whatever it was, where it had like all these future potential ones. So if you want to see that, subscribe so you can be notified when that goes live. But otherwise, we hope to see you on those videos. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.